The much-hyped Oscar fight between Kathryn Bigelow and The Hurt Locker and James Cameron's Avatar turning out to be a knockout here. They entered the Kodak Theatre with 9 nominations each, but Bigelow took home 6 golden statues, including Best Director and the most coveted Best Picture awards, while ex-husband Cameron pocketed just 3. Let's get over live now to Los Angeles, where Mark Mullen was watching all the Oscar action as it unfolded a few hours ago. Mark, big story, of course, The Hurt Locker, coming out of left field to some extent.
I think so. And you know what's compelling about this and the charming aspect of this was not only the fact that that you have 2 ex-spouses that were competing with each other, James Cameron of Avatar and Kathryn Bigelow, but you also had a real storyline of David versus Goliath. I mean, it was what, $300 to $500 million to make Avatar versus just a fraction of that for Hurt Locker, and a lot of people, until it started getting critical acclaim, hadn't even heard of Hurt Locker, much less seen it. So it really sort of grew. It was sort of a grassroots effort. And here it came. And Kathryn Bigelow making history also, Rish, by becoming the first woman ever to win this award. It was a big deal for her.
Well, it looks like they're clearing up there. I suppose people are off to the parties. You know, what's the mood generally like? James Cameron, I suppose he's not really saying much, but he must be disappointed.
I would imagine so, because I think he was expecting, he had said all along, because the press has made a lot over this sort of battle of the ex-spouses, even though they're quite friendly with each other. But I suspect that he was hoping to win more, especially with 9 nominations, in terms of the technical fields, because it was, by almost all accounts, considered a groundbreaking film, and they probably would have hoped to bring home more than 3. So I would imagine he's not too pleased about it, but he may seem a little bit more pleased. I'm just looking off to the side as some of these Oscar winners are coming by right now. They'll probably get in a better mood as the party goes by. In fact, as we see some of these people, right before you all came and joined us here in Los Angeles, we saw Helen Mirren, who did not win Best Actress, but she looked really happy, carrying a glass of champagne, making her way to one of these after parties. So we'll see how it goes. But a lot of Hollywood, I suspect, will not be sleeping tonight.
Mark, what about the speeches? Anything really grabbed the attention? I mean, remember Gwyneth Paltrow from a few years ago, Halle Berry as well. What about this year?
Right. You know what? There were not a ton of them. I would say that probably the most poignant speech of all was that of Sandra Bullock from The Blind Side. And of course, she was playing real-life characters, including a mother who happened to be in the audience itself. And she used that as sort of like an homage to all mothers, and she sort of tearfully thanked her own mom. Hers was probably the sweetest of all of the speeches. There were a couple of others that were pretty good, but no real standouts, except I suspect that of Sandra Bullock.
Mark Mullen, thank you so much for joining us. Mark Mullen there in Los Angeles, just outside the Kodak Theatre.